So, just going to be going over a little live stream test that I did for some Safi Jiva upgrades. Pretty much the whole basis of this is I wasn't getting an upgrade that I wanted on the Safi Jiva weapon, and I had a feeling that my RNG was bad, but later on you'll see that it isn't like technically RNG. You'll see there's like set values and stuff. So as I'm voicing this over the live stream, since I wasn't talking during this live stream, Fan will edit pretty much all of what I'm talking about in or out, and it's just going to be me explaining what's going on in the video and how exactly these values change. So there is technically a way you can maximize your weapon with minimal Dracula usage. So alright, so coming up to the smithy, going over here, I was just talking about like, oh yeah, I got some pretty shit RNG, guys, look at this. I was just showing Fan or whoever else is watching, like, hey, yeah, so I already had all my attack 5 upgrades on here. The last thing I needed was the elemental capacity, and then from there elemental capacity 2 and then 3, right? Now normally you'd think this is RNG, right? So I'm going through here and like, dude, I'm going up and up, and as you'll see, my stored potential is already above 20, and you'll see me hit 99 and do a little bit over 99 before I do a reset and try again, which later on you'll find out that trying again, if you're going for a single upgrade without like just storing potential, that's a set value where that exact upgrade is. So probably just gonna actually fast forward this.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Going up through 60, 70, 80. Alright, stop here, 92. Let it keep playing out. But pretty much I was just in the chat talking about, hey, yeah, this RNG is terrible, man. Like, haven't gotten it. Now, I've actually upgraded this, trying to get the elemental capacity multiple times with the resets for the Draclite back, because obviously you don't want to waste your Draclite not getting an upgrade. That's like the worst feeling, because then you got to do more Safi Jiva, and that just takes time. So I swapped. I had already upgraded it up to like the 90s like multiple times with the resets, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go and do a different test. So we just call that first one the cursed gun, because the elemental capacity upgrade was not in like the first like 100 plus potential of after all the attack 5s being on it. So right now, what you see me doing is I'm going for elemental capacity first, right? I was thinking that since I had all these attack 5s, right, it was increasing my chance of attack 6, and then thus lowering the chance of getting an elemental capacity 1 or 2. Turns out, not related at all. Not even, like, not related whatsoever. So, I'm just going along. This is gun number 2. I can't remember exactly how many. I think I tested like 3 or 4 Safi Hell shots. So this is gun number 2. Important thing to look at is just keep watching the potential. On screen, Fan will probably edit in that, because he has a spreadsheet of the upgrades that I did and how many potential it took to get the specific upgrade I wanted. So in here you see at potential 15, an element capacity finally showed up. Now, this was not random chance whatsoever, right? As I'm going up these upgrades, without doing any other upgrades, these are set values, okay? So, no matter what, every time I go to potential 15 without picking a different upgrade, just from the base that I had with the Pierce Capacity 1 on this single gun, its values were set at 15, right? So you're going to see me restart, because I just used all that Draclite on the other health shot and didn't get element capacity, right? Yet this one, I got it in 15. So now, my mindset at this point in this recording was, oh, I'm just going to go upgrade this other one, since I already got it in 15 potential. Whereas the other one, I couldn't get it at all in like over 100. Just going to fast forward through these menus. Alright, coming back up to the smithy here. I'm just scrolling over to that gun number 2 with the Pierce Capacity 1. And I'm just going to be going back up. At the time, right? At this point in time, I was still thinking that, hey, it's RNG. Me and Van were like, oh yeah, this is RNG right here. There's no guarantee that I'll get this element capacity, but I was just assuming under the guise of, oh yeah, I'm not going to get it on the attack 5s one that I had, because I thought the attack 6 was getting in the way and it was reducing the chance for it. But you'll see, as soon as we get up to stored potential 15, that, once again, the same exact upgrades, and if you look as I'm going up these upgrades right now, every single potential level has had the same upgrades as the last time I went up. And you'll see that when I stop on the one with element capacity 15 at potential 15. Naturally, you'd assume it's just RNG, because a lot of this stuff in this game is RNG, like grinding decos and stuff. Here we are coming up, potential 15, and lo and behold, same upgrades. Element capacity 1. This is when I was talking in the chat with Fan, we realized, hey, this isn't RNG at all, right? So pretty much, and we do a few tests later, yeah, you'll see there's going to be a set values, like every upgrade. If you're going for a specific upgrade, there's going to be a set value behind each upgrade that the next upgrade that you want to put on is at. So as we go along, I'll try to explain a little more in depth of how exactly this works. But just so you know, this gun right here, so gun number 2, this is the one I think I fully upgraded in the end. This one has had a low Dracolite stored potential value to get that element capacity 1. Now, when you're going, this is only really relevant on like bow guns and stuff where you're getting like stuff like element capacity, because stuff where you're getting like sharpness or attack is all so common, and in between like each upgrades, you have a super high chance of getting the next one you want, that there's no point in trying to find the perfect upgrader out. So we're going to be swapping the values. We're going to call this value swaps when we choose another upgrade to try to change what potential upgrades are behind the ones we're trying to get, or pretty much what upgrade we want to get. You can actually change, not necessarily chance, but yeah, the values. So it's going to be like upgrade trees, as a better way to explain it. So say you have your first, my first Safi Hellshot right here with the Pierce 1, right? That's what I had. We went down the tree without any upgrades and got to element capacity 1. If we were to grab a different upgrade after the first potential, this element capacity 1 would not be at potential 15 anymore. Who knows where it'd be, okay? And you'll see this later on when I try to, if there's a way I can get super cheap upgrade on multiple weapons. So here I am. I'm pretty sure, let me just fast forward. I'm pretty sure I just go and max out the attacks. And then we just add up the Dracolite that I used for this. So yeah, I have it almost max. I'm going for element capacity 3 now. Just taking slight note of how many upgrades it's taking. Yep, element capacity 3 is at stored potential 23. All right. Then I start doing the frost shot, okay? Once again, going for that element capacity 1, right? Because like I said earlier, it is best to go for the capacities first, just because the Dracolite cost is cheaper. Now, before I thought it was just because it was random chance. And then after that, I thought it was because I was reducing the chance of me getting it by having multiple attack 5s that brought attack 6s into the equation. But turned out to be neither. It was just that, like I said, set values. So still going for it first. It's cheaper on Dracolite this way, the lower your awaken level is. So you have more chances, or more like a higher ability to get to a higher potential for less Dracolite in order to get to your element capacity or whatever capacity you're putting on there. So you can see this one is way further than that Hellshot I was at. So I got the element capacity 1 at stored potential 15 on the Hellshot. I'm at 31 right now, still going up, looking for the element capacity 1, and I haven't found it yet. So if I remember correctly, I thought I was gonna, in this recording, I found it in the 30s, but no, I actually ended up not doing anymore. I stopped in the 40s because this was so much Dracolite used at this point that the gun was not worth. Compared to that Hellshot that I had last time, where I got it at 15 in, this one is not worth. Okay? So you'll just see like, hey, wow, I'm 44 potential in, okay? My mindset is, this gun's pretty cursed, right? I haven't gotten it as fast as that last one. Not as cursed as the first gun, by the way, because we're going over 99 potential regularly with that one prior to me doing this recording, so not quite as cursed. But this one, who knows? Who knows how much stored potential it was till the element capacity. It could have been the next one that I didn't go to. It could have been like 300 after. So I just didn't want to like keep using the Dracolite, and I go to reload my save again. Alright, coming back up to the smithy. Just fast forward it up. Gonna be swapping over. Alright, I go to that Hellshot that I did before. I decided I wanted to fully upgrade this one. It was pretty cheap to fully upgrade. And after this, you'll see that I just save. That way I don't have to reset this one again. So obviously you can see Element capacity, got it the same one. Then I went for element capacity 2. By the way, this is so I'm going through this, getting these different element capacities first, whereas last time I got element capacity 1 and started getting all my attacks. Now, since the values change every time, getting those attacks instead of just going straight up to element capacity 2 and element capacity 3 worked a bit differently. So you saw that I got that element capacity 2 really fast, and that was super nice. And I think this might have been the cheapest route for this one. But we're just going to call these separate, where I reset and try to upgrade it different ways, routes pretty much for these guns. So pretty much this time, instead of grabbing the first attack I found, I started going for element capacity 2, not resetting the values by grabbing a single attack, where I could have went for one attack and then went for element capacity 2 instead. So element capacity 2 on stored potential 9, nice and easy. Then I go for element capacity 3. That one was at potential number 7. So pretty good upgrades. That's 15, 9, and 7, which is not a lot of Dracolite used. And this is good because for these capacity upgrades, they don't appear as often. So when they have those set values in, the capacities are not commonly put in the values. They're pretty spread out from what I'll be able to tell. If you were to skip over an element capacity for some reason and go for a later one, who knows how far it would be away. Whereas if you were just going for another attack 5, for example, you can get it in like stored potential like 10. If you're unlucky, you get it at like stored potential 10. So anyway, went up to capacity 3, start doing the attacks as opposed to the element capacity 1, then attacks. At the end, and this is once again when Fan's going to bring up the values on the screen for this number 2. He'll just be showing you how much potential, he'll show you how much potential total that I had to get to in order to fully upgrade the gun. Lower the number, better obviously, because that means you use less Dracolite. So we added 15, 9, and 7 together. Alright, then we come out here. I wanted to do another test, so haven't saved yet. Oh no, I have saved, okay. I have saved, then I go over, I decided pretty much that was what Fan told me when he was putting the values together, was that was the cheapest route, as opposed to element capacity 1, then attacks. Going straight element capacity was a bit cheaper, but we did have pretty good luck for where the set values were after the first element capacity, so that was pretty lucky. Potentially, we could have got it cheaper, but not really necessary. So once again, you just see me going for this element capacity. Let me just go check this frost shot again real quick. Alright, we started on affinity 4. I believe the last one, I'm going to scroll back real quick. The last one was a slot upgrade 1, so this is a different gun right here. This will be gun number 4. Once again, we're going for the element capacity. We gave up on gun number 3. It was pretty cursed because we were at like, 44 potential, but we hadn't gotten it yet, so at that point, it was kind of like, this one's not worth. Since each gun will start with set value, and they're always different, this one could potentially have it for cheaper, whereas the other one, 44, we were like, okay, use too much Dracolite in order to get a single upgrade. Compared to that hell shot, not worth at all. Maybe this one will be a lot faster than 44, so we're just going to fast forward. 32, I believe. Yep, 32 is when we found our element capacity 1. Honestly, not really that worth either, okay? That's a lot to go up to get element capacity 1. And this is where I think I go to max it out. Let's see. Going for element capacity 2 is not too expensive, but it could be better. I believe it was at 15 or so. Let's see. Yep, 15. So we're at like 32 and 15 already. That's a lot more than the Hellshot was, as you can see. So this gun is already, compared to that Hellshot, which was really nice, pretty cursed. But still not as cursed as gun number 1, okay? That one was obviously the worst. So potential number 6, element capacity 3. Now, I have this noted down, how many it took to get all these element capacities, because I wanted to do the element capacity first, like I said, and that's the way you should do it, too. So from here, just chatting a little bit, and I go and do that reset. Because gun number 4, not gonna lie, it's pretty cursed too. Alright, and we run up to the smithy again. We take gun number 3 again, the super cursed one. Okay? And here's where I do believe the next test starts. So since I'm voicing this over as I'm watching back on the stream, fast forward a little bit to see what's going on. So I go to a potential 1, and I just grab the first thing, I believe. Let's see. Okay. I override it with attack 2. Not that it matters what I'd override it with. I do believe I'm still going for element capacity first. Okay. So let's fast forward, see what I'm doing. Potential 4, 8, 13. Oh. Alright, at this point I'm already at 21, right? Technically 22 because I grabbed that attack. I was like, okay. It did change the values. Pretty much every upgrade that I was putting on. Following grabbing that attack 2 was different than every upgrade I was putting on or trying to get after not doing any, right? So last time, right, I replaced that slot upgrade, and we were already like 40 in, and we couldn't find the element capacity. This time I changed it to attack increase 2, which was one of the first options for me to grab. It changes all the following values. So behind attack increase 2, I stopped at 21, but I might have gotten at 22. Who knows? I might not have gone to 40. Who knows? I could have gone even further than the first one would have gone. But it kind of shows that since every single upgrade along the way after grabbing this attack 2 was different than every single upgrade along the way, and you've already seen earlier on doing other upgrades that these upgrades will always come at the same exact time. It doesn't matter if it's attack or whatever, but the only ones this is really relevant for is, like I said, the bow guns, and those increase capacity. And that's just because the other ones are pretty common. So it's not random chance. Behind each of these upgrades is going to be your random value. So we're just going to continue on, just get a little bit more evidence for you guys. All right, so going past this one again. All right, we're going back to gun 4, I believe. Yeah, we stopped in 30s. Or no. 1 sec. All right, so I brought it to attack increase. Brought it to attack increase 2. Switched to gun number 4 instead. Put attack increase 2 on this one. Okay. So this one we considered pretty cursed as well. Like gun 4 was not good either. But we're still going to try and see how many it takes after changing it to attack increase 2. So I'm actually going to pause it. We're at sword potential through right now. I'm actually going to pause it and go back further just to recap. And Fan will probably be able to edit this to where you can recap for me that upgrade, right? Okay. And here's where I try to make that a little bit cheaper. So we're over back where we were at. I changed it to attack increase 2. And now we're going for sub 32 for this first element upgrade. So keep in mind that we added all the store potential values, or how much store potential we had to get each element capacity upgrade, following on the last one. And this time we're changing the values on it in this save and seeing if we can get it cheaper, overall cheaper. Not necessarily cheaper just on the first one, but overall less total potential to have to get to in order to increase element capacity 3. So, do a little bit more fast forwarding, and we hit element capacity at stored potential 31. Last time was, what did I say, 32? So technically, we still hit the exact same. We literally hit like pretty much the same number. At that point, we just find out if it's worth based on going off to element capacity 2 and 3. If those numbers combined, how much potential it takes to get to those two, are less than the last ones combined, this is going to be a better upgrade route. So carrying on, this time around, we get it at 11, I believe. And that's number 10. Stored potential 11. And we have element capacity 2. So we hit 32, right? 32, and then we hit 11. So going back to the first time we went down number 4, we hit element capacity 1 on 32. So they both are element capacity 32 for the first one. We hit element capacity 1 is 32 for both of them. Different routes, but it just so happened they land on the same number. Technically, the second one was more because I did grab an attack. Change the values, but you'll see it sort of pays off going down to the second one. So on the first time through, without any value changes, like grabbing the attack, we hit element capacity 2 at 15. Okay? And this new one, we just hit it at 11. So we're already beating that last one by 3. Okay? Alright, so since that last one is at 11, this one's at 15. The other one was 33. This one, the old one's 32. New one is 33 total. And we just beat it by 4 there. It totals out to 3 that we're beating it by, which is nothing like too crazy. Sure, I saved a little bit of Draculite, but honestly at that point, wasn't worth resetting for. But this is what I'm talking about, how you can get it cheaper. So we're going back to the second time going through gun number 4. So it's already better. Alright, I just grabbed that element capacity 2. We're back up here. Going forward, we'll see how much it takes to get to 3. Okay? I'm at potential 2 right now. Coming up, potential 3. And potential 3 already has it. So this total for this one will be shown up on screen as well, I would hope. And pretty much 33, right? And 11, and then 3. And then you'll have your total for this one. How much it took, how much store potential with the value change. And without the value change, we have 32, then 15. And let me scroll back and get the last one for you real quick. 32, 15, and then 6. So the new one with the value change ended up being cheaper, which is pretty nice. Just noted that down. Coming pretty close to the end of the recording here. I actually go and test out another gun real quick. Gun number 5. Starting with the Rathalos Essence. It doesn't matter. Every gun is going to have that starting set of values. And since I already know this at this point, we're just seeing if I can get the element capacity 3 cheaper than that last one. So we just beat the first one. We just beat gun number 3. Well, we beat gun number 4 using gun number 4 with a value change. Gun number 3, we didn't even do any value changes or anything. It was like 40 something in. We were like, okay, 2 cursed. We'll just keep trying gun number 4 since we know if we do any value changes, it's going to make it different anyway. This one, I ended up pulling element capacity 2 at store potential 11, which was pretty excellent. So we're going up, upgrading this, and we pull element capacity 3 at 16, totaling at 27, which is absolutely amazing. It destroyed gun number 4, upgrading 2 different ways for element capacity 3 last time. Absolutely destroyed it. Still nothing like super amazing. This one's like that last hell shot tier though, the really good one that we had. This one's about that tier. It is at this point that I realize, hey, to summarize, that this is not technically, it's not fully RNG. The only RNG is like from the standpoint of it's like a computer with like set values. It's gonna be whatever the computer decides. There is no like random chance, like a random chance to pull so-and-so, random chance to pull element capacity 3. No, there's no random chance whatsoever. But there are so many branches for you to upgrade these down in order like how you use your Draculite that you can pretty much get an efficient use of your Draculite upgrading weapon. Now, for melee weapons and stuff where you're just doing like sharpness and affinity and attack or whatever the heck you're using on there, not worth at all. This is only really worth for stuff with like capacity ups, like bow guns as I've shown here. So pretty much if you're low on Draculite, Safi's not out, you can't farm them, you can easily find, well not easily, you might have to test like a multiple different ways, but you can find a way to efficiently use Draculite to fully upgrade a weapon or get that capacity up that you wanted fully upgraded, and then get the rest of your attacks or whatever like I was doing here. So you can efficiently do that. There's like near unlimited amount of values because after each upgrade you can change the values every single time and it will reset all the values following that in a set spot every time after. So summarizing, yeah, there's like a bazillion different value reset changes and how many values you can do. So at that point, if you're actually going to test like 100 different routes, like you're better off just farming more Dracolite from Safi and then just unga bunga, like upgrading the weapon and just like, you know, using it instead of trying to be super efficient. But this is like, if you really want to be super efficient about it and you think you have bad luck, this just shows that you don't have bad luck. It's just the gun itself and the value behind it. You could say on that first hell shot I had, right, where I had all those attack 5s and I was already up in 90 potential and I just stopped and I had to reset multiple times thinking it was RNG. I could have swapped an attack 5 for, say, an attack 6 or something like that, and then tried to upgrade it again instead. Like saying if I did that as my first potential when I start upgrading it. And it could have moved that element capacity from being who knows how high up, because we didn't even find it. I didn't find it in any of my tries doing it prior to doing this little stream right here. And it could have reset it into like, you saw the one with that last frost shot where you got element capacity 2 at like 3 or something crazy like that. It could have happened like that if I had just changed the values once. So it's worth a go if you think you're having bad luck and you're in like super high potential. This works for essences as well. So if you're getting like a TO essence or something, this will work pretty well for that too. But other than that, if you're doing like sharpened stuff, like I said earlier, there's no point. So just summarizing, this is pretty much the efficient way. Just shows that there's no RNG, no to little. The only RNG that you'll have is what the set values are going to be from the new weapon you get. So you just grab a weapon, right? You grab a weapon from finishing the Safi Diva Siege. Same weapon as one you had earlier. Both are unupgraded. Whatever route they get for each of those upgrades you want, if you're trying to get a specific one, is going to be set at a spot in there. So it's going to be set at a certain spot, but that's the only way to explain it as RNG. The rest is, in its entirety, it's just set value. So I'm pretty much saying the same thing at this point. That's it. Hopefully this helps you out. And yeah, big thanks to Fan. He's going to edit the video and make it all pretty and stuff. So I appreciate it.